Okay. We are in. We're starting. We're going. We're going. We're starting. I'm starting. I don't know why I saved over that. But I got a plan. I got a plan to do action. Yet there remains much of this case to be that needs to be resolved, like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. So we arrested Callisto. So America is possible for someone to smuggle them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Meaning evidence has been rearranged. So now I have less stuff. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now I'm gonna see what's on that tape that the bad left. This is from the KG8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. I'm jumping right on in. No I don't ever do introductions. I should work on that. I need VTuber introductions. I need to be more like a VTuber. This man is mainly coaching. He's holding a knife in his hand. Looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? I'll link you to actually read the summary file on the KG8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amano. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it, which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient piece of evidence to the ringleader. Because when you think about it, so the victim of this case is in the video. The Ernest Amano had possession of it, and he was the helping out the murderer of the other case. And then they went through Mr. Portsman, who was the murderer of the first case. So 3 different people of interest are tied already to this video, which is very important. Wait, what was that? I bet you played just now. Please show it to me again. What are we gonna see? Oh. What is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. Okay, use the D-pad because it's better. There we go. This is the national flag of the Principality of Cardufia. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this has to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is what a government car was doing there. It's fun comment, Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I'm truly sorry. It wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Crocus. You couldn't chase after a simple... Well, fast. Let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? I heard you apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. We are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. Can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors. I mean, you need protection anyway. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Yeah, for your country's police? I mean, you got a point. That's right. We can't give him permission to keep on going if he's not allowing us that permission. We're on sovereign land, technically. Wait, no, I think the middle part is technically Japanese, is not American equivalent. Chief, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Let's go! Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Posh Prosecutor. Blah. Why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief. You know, he's got a point there. Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They're quite capable. Bullshit, because they didn't find anything of use, but we did all the work. Ambassador Albert, I get it now, I really do. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. What? That's why you don't know. That's why we don't know who the killer is, because Sheena said that she didn't kill a single person. That was all Sheena. Sheena specifically was like, I didn't kill a single person, right? Who do you think was Damask 2's killer? What? What? I'm trying to. Ooh, I knew that was gonna happen. Just before Professor Albert went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? We'll get into that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabasta and Babel, did you not?
Objection! Not so fast!
Ambassador Albert, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? Ooh. Don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will keep a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Oh no, Francisco, you're gonna be arrested. Oh no, what a shame.
Hold it!
Superior's mess. I don't know about that. Oh, that's a true point. Oh, that's way too many people. Come on, you can have everybody go. Not so fast. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. I mean, I would be excited over as oh, that's would be kind of bad to do. Be excited over in hindsight. Why is it stuttering a little bit? Oh, I did have a system update that I ignored. Probably not a good idea. Oh, when I finish this game, in the stream, I'll do a system update and fix that. Many Coach's body was found over the secretary's office in Babel. The weapon he took his life was one of Alabaster's ornamental knives. And the body of Damas II, I can't say that, was found here at Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was the Public statue. That is actually Babal's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, if it wasn't you, that there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Oh, he caught a weapon. Oh, Richard certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. Could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. But don't worry, I'm taking this seriously as well, and I'll prove your innocence. Mr. the moving weapons. Isn't this a confrontation against Agent Lang? If you can't figure out how the murder of Damas II was related to the smuggling ring, then would mean the end of our investigation. And the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Alright. Cross-examine? Alright. No testimony, yeah. Okay, it was about Cochin, and the murder weapon and the killing of Damas II is Babel's Public statue. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who could traverse the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. As long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisco remains a suspect. Okay. Angel, what I've heard from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Tunnel vision. Don't tell me Lungzi has never had that in effect. I know, Prophet was a pretty cool. Okay.
Hold it!
Impenetrable? I should hardly think so. Bullshit. Yeah, it's low. Yeah, The game's slow for some reason. Oh. This thing. But I don't want to present it yet.
Hold it!
That's what you guys found Mr. Coach's body. She entered the Bible.
Objection!
And how do you explain the primitive statue? I think it's this.
Objection!
What? What else crossed lines? Well, it can't be just that, because this statue was also moved, right? Not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. She got these from Sheena, so not these aren't relevant yet. Not this, not this. Which is a weapon.
Objection!
Gotcha. 3 items were replaced, not 2. Those 2 items are not the only 2 to cross the border tonight. Oh? The Mass 2 was killed with Baba's Pyramid statue, right? But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabast's Pyramid statue go? The Bobble, precisely. And the 2 statues really were switched. And this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point, which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. That doesn't matter, right? Yeah, but but have you tried carrying those things? It's hard as fuck. Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the 2 countries? Actually, there's definitely another person, one who paid to visit both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang? Am I gonna present the same shit that I was gonna present before?
Objection!
But suppose there was some other way other than through the theater doors. What other way? I swear to fucking God. Oh my God. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Once again, I present something way too quick based off of an inference that I made based off of where they were going. I could have just waited. I'm sure you're familiar with this, if I forget a photo. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you've said earlier. Say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. But I have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. Very well. You have your explanation. The murder weapon it's one of these two things. It's probably was swapped from the real one. So it's either of the two statues. I think it's either the bobble one had Manny Cochin's hands on it, right? Was used as a weapon. So this is the fake one. So this is the real one. Wait, hold on. This is the one that was found in Balabast. Okay. All right, that's right. So this is the one that was found in Balabast. This is the bubble. This is the one that was found in Alabast. Right. So this was the one that was found in Alabast that has Manny Cochin's hands on it. If it has his hands on it, that means that he's the one who touched it, which means that it must have been brought over to the left. It must have been brought over to Babel. And if it's going into this place, the flower is the symbol. Oh, I got this. Oh, I'm cooking now. I'm cooking now. The flower is a symbol of Alabast. So if something was moving towards the kingdom of Alabast, it must be the thing that ended up in Alabast. So if it have the picture from Alabast, it's this one. So there go. It's this. Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the prima dog statue replica. Whew. Oh boy. Yada Garasu, or rather, close to you, dressed as Agent Shino, was inside Bobble. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air. Prosecutor, you let a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I didn't. You launched it through the air? How? And how exactly did she do that? Okay, you didn't say all that with all those A's. Okay. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? I know the answer. Do you know the answer, Edgeworth? How am I gonna do this? Just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? Just before the murder, Francisco was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, then there may be another avenue I could pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I would need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy? Earlier you mentioned something of interest to me. Oh, he's gonna use Little Thief. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her, and for that reason alone you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it was my duty to ask her what her side of the story is. Do you think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? Hey, come on now, Francisca. You get... Oh, come on, Francisca. I can't ignore the fact that you were in the room at this point in time, at some point in time, which is why I would like to hear it from you. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Oh, that statue guessing? The first time I played this game, definitely, I probably got stuck a lot. But this time I was smarter. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But what she has to say turned out to be a waste of time. Okay, so as fast as you can howl. I'm not saying that. As you wish. Alright. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in Alabastan Embassy. After I saw the Steel Samurai offering his way to the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Albert to his office. That's it? I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish is to confirm that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. Just ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail.
Hold it!
Okay. Thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling wing. But upon hearing that the Edgeworth had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the embassy instead. That incident 7 years ago, or have you forgotten what happened here back then? Oh, she's just upset because she almost got shot at. And she was like 13 when that happened. With every location, every possible escape route, every aspect of the police give you detail. Did that, okay. Scenario Samurai offered his way towards the embassy office. Okay, so where's that picture? Do I have a picture of? I don't have a picture of the Steel Samurai shaking hands with the ambassador. It's over there, but it's not part of my evidence.
Hold it!
Okay, went back to the Rose Garden. I suppose you're right. And in the end, the Edgeworth did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. If it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Why are you hitting me? You're just mad because you can't solve shit.
Hold it!
Okay, alright. Okay, the body was yet to be found. There's a rather large presence. I keep telling you, when I arrived at this office, Ambassador Albert was already here. He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill, watering his plants.
Hold it!
Wait. Let's get being thorough. I'd like to ask you something. How do you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side, however, the window is on the opposite side. What if you say it's true, then you enter the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing, isn't that not correct? I suppose it'd been hard to see around him, but fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before entering, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. It's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? Okay. I suppose. After his greeting, we spent a little time thinking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself and was growing them with the utmost care, you know. They're all like my children. Master flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. This one, comma, what did you say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about that statement do you not understand? You don't understand? I do not understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. Now, this stuff I remember from my first playthrough. Okay. About that, Francisca, you're a fucking liar. Kind of. Not actually. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. I knew we couldn't trust your word, sis. All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. For this, I am still under suspicion of murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important to this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it's a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine the flower box. I'll be gentle with your flowers, don't you worry. The watering can is rather robust design. As with the way you're telling us stuff we can clearly see for ourselves. Because if you keep wasting time... Okay. This patch of soil looks as though it has been removed, something from removed from it. You know, Agent Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence. These flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Wow, look at it. It looks like there are only two here to me. I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. I highly doubt you'll last to the end. How you holic with Agent Lang, but we'll see if you have any bite to back up that talk after you see the evidence. This is the passive house review can be seen in this piece of evidence. Will it work?
Take that!
Sheena, who was supposedly in Bobble the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. That looks exactly like the plant supports in this flower bed. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. And so what? Is this really all that important to the case? Yeah, because she was on... Yes, it is. Oops. Capture ticket. Didn't you know that? It means we found another item that was smuggled across the country tonight. And the most important thing is, Sheena was on the right, was on the Bobble side. So of course, how did these things from this get over to that side? Well, he just said it himself anyway. Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These stickers were originally in Alabas, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Bobble the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, except the knife and the statues. I want to hear from you exactly how that wound up in Babel. Think about it. Think about it. It's literally like the trip. It's a trick that happened in the circus case. And Ace Attorney 2. If you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. And so it is, but the shape of the support sticks is what's important. But when they are used with something in this room, that's when it comes into focus. Oh, I got it this time. Haha!
Eureka!
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting I am. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Done it. I found the common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all these things together. You tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. Okay. The bubble statue was draped in the Yadagarazu's clothes and then shot over there. If you fire the arrows from the side, they won't go as far as the statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the Phoenix statue didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? Let's see. You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. The Phoenix statues flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Okay, it was... Okay. Yes, it was shot over here. The incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo. Every journalist is only being honest. Excuse me? Excuse me? Spirits and giant creatures. I have you know that giant creature was a fake, but they thought they did see something that was. And spirits, do you know what franchise you're in, Sonny? Yes. Okay, go ahead. Even if you fire the arrows from the side, they wouldn't go that far. The statue tied them. But we are in agreement that the arrow fired by itself would reach the other side, correct? What do you mean, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because I think they want to smuggle a lot bigger than nothing. It's not necessarily true. Wait, there's no further discussion of conclusions. It's the launching of my conclusions. Rather, the crossbow can launch with the user here. Ah, here we go. Gotcha.
Objection!
And here we go. Finally. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow, and well, that was quick. All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy, down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. I'm turning off autoplay because that was way too quick. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alabaster's Phoenix statue could be moved. Gravity would be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then, what about Babalese's Phoenix statue? Babalese's. The dark statue from this photo was clearly flying away from Babel, going in the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy up to the 5th floor to the Alabastian Embassy. How do you explain that? That's a good point. I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick work. Ancient Lang, the motion used behind this trick, I wonder perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to smuggle bubbles. Rotary motion. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were teleported simultaneously, They ever said that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? If you shot an arrow with the other ends of the wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. I guess he says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires, the top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway. Now if they're tied tight, As you know, the primitive statue is one of a kind national treasure. And the fact that Bobble statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, it would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Gotcha. If the Bobble one was moved into the alabaster. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have. Miss Yu and her mystery co-conspirators set themselves up in the two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow. Then the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Bobble where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock QED. Did you just whip Lang? Proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding's not my thing. Can you prove that what you said is what happened? December, if you can, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir. But as long as there's no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. One more? This should be interesting. Think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Is it the guitar pick? Is it the fires? The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. I believe that it's right here in this very room. What made this circular belt transformation possible?
Take that!
The last piece to the trick are two pulleys. Precisely, the ceiling fangs double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact that there was one installed in each of the offices, ceiling fangs made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. Gotcha. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know the big hot shot that set up this real life stage show is, do you? This would be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the alabaster and these offices, and the passion flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't make me make this wolf wait for his food. Why do you present something like you always do? Oh, let me present a person. A single point of the finger here in this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop before momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. There's a piece of evidence that will point us to the mysterious mastermind is. Is it the evidence? It's not this.
Take that! Not so fast!
No. Use to smuggle statues. I should already have the piece of evidence that shows who that is. It wouldn't be. It doesn't matter if it's Manny.
Take that!
This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that Passion Flowers had the time to grow so big that Miss Montgomery didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all this, the fact that the culprit knew that both officers had ceiling fans shows that the person had a very detailed information about the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I'm accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus, it can only be you, Crocus alba. I'm certain of what I am saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there was one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? The one single end result Ambassador Alpha sought to obtain. If we would examine the focus of this complex trick, we will find the answer to everything. But when he switched it, he got the... Hold on. What did we get? We got... This side is this one. Used to be real, but has been swapped with a fake. Was used as a weapon. So this is the fake. So he was trying to get the real one?
Take that!
I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Permaduck statue for the fake, in a sense, a very shady reason for a bizarre reaction. And who better to ask that question than King Permaduck himself? I see, Ambassador will be examining that statue now, with or without your permission. And you can't be like, I don't want you to do that because that's our thing, because we all know it's a fake. So you have no claim on being like, it's our national treasure. It's not real. We have Manny's hands on it. The statue once belonged to Bobble, so it was smuggled from Bobble to Alabas, huh? Why was there a need for them to smuggle it in? If it's hollow, I suppose it's possible, Look at this area on the base of the neck. Looks like a gap. Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret. Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in its construction. Hurry up and open it, Miles. Alright, here it goes. Oh. Lee shit. Oh, shit. Hey, what's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination is required. What in the... is this? It's the fucking, like, the, I don't know what to call it, for, like, counterfeits. The, like, image shit. Plate, yeah. For making counterfeit bills. We have reached the exit. Or the first of 3 exits. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates, and the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabas to begin with. Whew. Human-like statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat. An replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit bill plate from Shi-Na, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damas 2. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the replica statue at Damas 2 and... I got a message. Oh, it's just spam. Okay, neato. Smacked his ass and killed him. Then, in order to frame the steel samurai for the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Well, Ambassador Alba. You're the one who killed Damas too? Huh? I never thought that you would figure things out to this level. However, there was one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling wing was Mr. Cogent. I have no sympathy for someone who would try and pass the guilt onto a dead man. If there's one thing I'm sure of, is that you're the real ringleader, Kirkus Alba. It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang. Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but that, and as a result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. He's got a point there. I don't think we can give such flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you? I am about to get humbled. It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me? You see, the reason I came back is that I can stick my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. Gotcha. The very beginning, my real target has been you. What? Agent Lang, I demand an explanation. It's easy. He framed you so he can get access to the room so they can investigate this or get more information on Alba in the first place. Simple. I didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. You did? I knew that this whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around. Ah, so that's why you put this big show to accuse Francisco of the murder. Using Francisca as the bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigative rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that's why all this was all about. Very well, I will forgive you. Oh, Francisco, you're so easy to please. But in exchange for using me as bait, you would take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Lang, for giving me such a great opening, I thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow, if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. Look with your special eyes. Heh, the evidence detective's skeleton combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor detective team, right? We're a team now. We're a buddy cop. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. You're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Tongue twister. I flubbed it. I wish you would stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling wing. Objection! If you really are the head of the smuggling wing, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some of this thing you call evidence. I tell you, I knew nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue. So you swapped a real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake? It doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense? Proof the Interpol has been after, which points to this man as a ringleader. If we could somehow find the proof now, we can see it to justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? A trump card in the videotape. With those two items, we might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret, and the tape was stolen by Detective Bad from the police. Hi, speaking as if he's speaking so slowly. They're both for legal evidence. No matter what, a prosecutor of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence. Needless to say, we von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory, and by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma, and I won't follow the path of Yatagarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands in illegality. And if I want to pursue justice, I will lose the truth. What is the law and what is justice? And which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? See, that's a good theme. That's a good theme right there. Because the law isn't always justice, and justice isn't always the law. Don't use the trump card. And a prosecutor can't allow myself to use evidence as these.
Objection!
Not so fast!
The reason people judge people is because people are people. People weren't born to being chained to the law. Laws were born to protect the people. He's the only one here right now who can put this guy out to pasture. And that is the only way a second or third generation of Zangfa's people will be born. Can you really still hesitate knowing the fate of a nation rests in your hands? Good point. Is this the time for the law to be broken? Any limit that exists was set here by man. If person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. I wonder if you might recognize this. Interesting, because you must have gotten a card. It was a directive card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates. Is that what that is? This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident. Hi, I'm Mooney Money. I always keep on saying yeah. Why am I flubbing my lines a lot? I always think I'm saying your name wrong, but I hope I'm saying it right. I hope you welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I'm in the first part of a 3-part climax to this case, to this final case of this game. Let's see how this goes. I should definitely get this done today. Hopefully, maybe, please. And man by the name of Manny Cochin. Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense, and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I'll have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given. What? This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? Melt down the gold statue and then sell it? I mean, that won't solve our problems, though. If we well, I guess we could do that. It's a fake, but I mean, I guess it may be fake gold. What's more valuable than the fake gold statue is, I don't know if I have it as evidence now, is a counterfeit bill plate that made these things that was inside the gold statue. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Oh, very interesting. I must admit, I'm very curious now. Very curious indeed in these cases any pieces of evidence you presented. Wait a second. We're dealing with evidence law, but we're dealing with evidence law for Japan/America, wherever this is set. We're in an embassy. We don't have to follow our own laws, right? Can't allow this man who has been free reign for 10 years to simply walk away. Now is the time for me to bring into fruition the valiant spirit that was given to me. So what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me? The trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for an ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind it Dr. Bad's words will be realized. There's a gumshoe. Hold on for a second, let me save. Wait a second. Did I actually have less time than I thought? Is it actually already a different part? Hold on. Oh, is attorney investigations. I think I may have actually overshot just a smidgen. Okay, no, I didn't. All right, I didn't overshoot. Okay. Oh, thank God. I thought I was on already part 2 of this, of the 3 parts. I was like, oh wait, no, I'm not. What you see here is the security footage shot just before the KG8 murder occurred. Alrighty. Now, from this footage, we know that the card is the directive's card from the smuggling wing. This is the section that proves the card was used to relay an order. Wait, hold on, what?
Take that!
Take a look at this area. What about the area? Eyes on what they... Huh. But it's... Do I actually just present the card itself? Is that it? Was I overthinking again? What is the valid clue that shows us that the card was used to relay an order?
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Kochin is holding the card in his right hand. I see, the killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. I thought he was saying the card was already in there, so why am I presenting it again? Oh well, whatever. Whatever works. Well, the card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now? But there's a very easy way for me to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this. Section of the text has been obscured by blood, but it's clear the writing is in Codifian. According to Detective Bad, silent CCU is what's written here, along with the method to be used and where she lived. The evil intent displayed in this writing will not go unpunished. The dark red blood, yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders of this card were played out in the terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. The car that passed by in front of the victim's apartment building, it's an official Codifian government car. What? Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. Zoom! Enhance! The area footage directly links the smuggling wing with the Codifian.
Take that!
What? I think I fucked this up a lot when I was playing this originally.
Take that!
The shape of this pocket and the directives card in it tells us that without a doubt this person in the car is Mr. Kochin. The license plate in the car was also captured by the security camera. And with it we can finally see who was sitting in the car this day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say for confidence that you were riding in this car on that day. I put that up before. Alright. There we go. You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at the time. That's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? The principality of Codifian no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period are also no longer exist. That arrogance, what he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. Are we finished here, boy? Only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. Okay, now we go. What piece can I use it against him? Oh,
Take that!
I get it. I got it. What the? Ambassador Alba. Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Cadifia, and it was you who made the many missions you participated in successes, correct? Rather sudden backhanded praises, boy. Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Codifia, but now I'm the only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you. How do you figure that? By the medal captured here in this footage. It is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. You breaking apart there, old man? You better stay tuned. We got a lot more to do. You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. It's almost looking possible, isn't it? With a lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose our little game this time. You might lose the game this time? You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well. I've decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? And I'll accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Regarding the Damas II murder, I admit it. I did out of self-defense. You're claiming it was justified self-defense? Damas II attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one who you found dead instead of him. What a pathetic performance. I'm not giving you one. Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times. If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we would need some evidence. It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? Yes, that's how it always is. Evidence is the most important thing. But if that's what you require, I'll provide it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off. This is proof that it was in self-defense. I'm an old man and sometimes don't pay enough attention when I should. But the Damas II didn't have a single weapon on his body. Hold on, it's nothing to get worked up over because I hid the weapon. You son of a fucking bitch. You hid it? I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it is in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears. It's covered in blood. He was troubling quite badly during our struggle, but that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Bullshit. Come on. That was sitting in my office, but the shears would probably be over by where you were, wouldn't they? They'd have to go past you to get the shears. They will have the wound and the weapon that caused it. It's enough to declare it so. Oh, which reminds me, I guess there's still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge it was going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of Damas II was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps so, if you were my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. We're not in court. We're in a foreign embassy. Yep, and we're going by his laws. Extraterritoriality. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil. So any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is Interpol's stance on this? Agents investigate, that's our job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime, that's the court's job. And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts. If that's the case, why don't you admit to doing smuggling? There's no harm in it, right? If you have nothing to fear, that arrogance in your expression, that's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands. These crimes, quote unquote, you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabasta has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. And all you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game. These 2 layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him, this is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction plate papers. Ba-da-ba-ba. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality. Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority up for this Alpagan to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. If we can't give an evil guy him this up on the wrist, then what the heck are our laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. He did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of the country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We never let up for even a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well. Let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Then I'll go check out Babo a bit more, sir. Francisca? And I have something I need to investigate further in Alabasta. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Cache file data erased for by organizer. Alright. Abba seemed agitated over something. I wonder why. There are 2 special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens to Alabastan soil, we are unable to legally prosecute it. Cool. Sounds like an embassy is a perfect place to steal whatever you want. And Murder Damas 2 run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently. I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin and Babel. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babel also has extraterritorial rights. This leads me to my next point, the ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. I wonder if that's like that in real life. So we might stand a chance. We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. This was taken just before the Tomb Bastards gave the bouquets to Steel Samurai. It's my imagination, or something in this picture that I've seen before. I won't rest until I expect every nook and cranny. Gives me a bouquet of Persian napkins. Never figured you would be an expert on flowers. It's all because of the flowers the old lady sends me every month. I'm not sure. You don't know? Oh my god, I've never seen a flower like this before. It feels like I've seen this shape somewhere before. Is this spot somewhere connected to anything evidence I hold? Could this piece of evidence be related to the photo somehow? Nope, I don't think it's related at all. What? It's definitely that, right? But it's definitely that. But what did I miss? You know which you are, so you must know him, right? I beg that you please refrain from talking about that person with me ever again. So I can't make a big deal. But he was really happy that they were going to become Khedive again. Perhaps, but instead he became the greatest victim in today's case. An ambassador like him who was always thinking of his country was really to be admitted. Will this happen? I hope they will unite the country someday. So as well, but we need to resolve this case first. We just see to it that those who would harm the new Khedive are locked away. This possible connected to anything that I hold.
Eureka!
For this bitch. God damn. Gotta be this. It looks just like that. What else could it be? I'm blanking here. It's definitely that thing. But if it's not reacting to that, then what else is there? What am I missing? It was supposed to be like a wedding between Alabasta and Baba, right? Actually, I believe they're more in a state of divorce. Okay, then the event was supposed to be the remarriage ceremony. I suppose you can call it that. Okay. Backdrop that they use for the Steel Samurai stage show. I would love to have a backdrop. If I had a house, I'd love to have a cool backdrop from like some cool thing. What with these? I've had that. We looked at this already. What is it? What is it that we're missing? Hmm. Oh, we had this conversation before. Hmm. Not looking so hot. Definitely not looking so hot. It was not this. At least I got something. The counterfeit bills were printed using the MC press, but the necessary materials, such as the baubles, ink, and paper, must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think that would have happened if the renovation had begun? Code had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all, right? So we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate in the bill's disposal. The reason Mr. Coaching was killed as a ringleader as a springling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Alright. Do I want to risk it? Guess we cook us up, alright? Is the one person who had been erasing our evidence from the smuggling operation from both embassies, the co-conspirator who was also mopping up Ambassador Alba. Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. Okay. This means that Cochin, the cause of agitation in the Watch was very fine. The motive for killing Mr. Cochin, misused it herself, but she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only mean one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. And he made Master Alba was the real killer. But I thought the two of them were friends. No, they were co-workers. What if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed the weapons? Question. Was it Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Paladin to become the ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabaster's pre-relic statue. So he hired the Mask 2 to go steal it for him, which is the real one, but as the ambassador found out he killed Cochin, so really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Master Alba was in Alabasta. Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babel, right? Right, and that's what we must solve next. Okay. Do I want to do this? Do I want to save with like little left? Sure, you know what? Why not? Every Ace Attorney game I always have one situation where I get all the way down to the end. Something in this picture that I've seen before. What is something I've seen before? What have I seen before? flowers. I no longer have the flowers, so it can't be the flowers, right? Can't be the fire. It can't be this. It's not the rose garden. I thought it would be the pig. So I have this as evidence now, but I do have the pigs, but I don't have the flowers, so that can't be important. The wiring. What have I seen before? The knife? Where would the knife be? I thought it'd be this thing right here, but it's not that. It's not this, because if it's not yellow... Oh, I didn't look at these flowers. These leaves are the center of this bouquet with the scent of chamomile. Only smell the wonderful fragrance. Hey, this is just a picture. Just drop this before it's in full bloom. That's a plant fun. Let's see. Oh, hydrate also. I didn't miss the hydrate. Thank you. I've seen this shape somewhere before. Where have I seen this shape before? Thought it'd be this. It's in your evidence. Oh, that's right. Wait a sec. There's that. It's on these things. It's either the statue or it's the videotape. Those are only two things I can think of. Wait. Oh my god. I am an honest man. I am an honest man. I had to use a guide for that. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh.
Eureka!
So I've used a guide twice through playing this game. Twice? Two times. But you know what? That's better than what it used to be. I think what happened before is back in the day, I probably didn't use guide. I probably just like hit every single flipping piece of evidence until I got it. Exact same pedal, then the knife in the photo is most definitely the same as the murder weapon. I believe I now understand why Ambassador Albert was so nervous and agitated. It must have been something to do with Mr. Cochin was killed. A place where the Alabastan ambassador was likely to meet the Barbalias Mr. Cochin. Mr. Ambassador Albert happened to have committed the murder is...
Take that!
The only place that makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today. The only place that both of them would have been able to beat is here. But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theater isn't actually Alabastian land. So that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights. It makes logical sense, in which case it's a reason for us to investigate. Further, so what should we check out? Let's see, I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and about post haste. Bible records which should be easy to obtain, however the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they allow us to see their records despite their order to vacate. I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisca. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Babel. You would do well to I went too fast. You move fast. Von Commerce, you talk fast too. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babel investigation reports as well. From now on, you expect no excuse to back down or say, well, we can't solve this case. Sorry about earlier. We won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? How come she had to call me a cute little subordinate? This video contains footage from Alabasta surveillance village. I really hope it's something here that we can use. Okay. 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 So 521. I have that moment when you think of something funny, like, Okay. There's no one here. What is this? Okay, interact with those. Okay. I don't give a shit about this. Okay. Was a different hero who saved the boy from dangerous seas countless times. So it bothers me why a man with that created a smuggling ring. Even with all the authority I have, I still haven't been able to figure out why. Because the ambassador was a hero who was corrupted by evil. But no matter what happened in the past, we can't let the man who he is now escape justice. Okay. Alrighty. Isn't something about this lump strange? Lump shape strike you, huh? What's supposed to be in this shape? No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had a push cart itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Now let's check out the footage from Babel's security camera. Hope it shows us something good. There wasn't a single sign of a suspicious thing. That right there is a contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything, because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing in the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country? But wasn't his body found in Babel? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Oh, that's enough. I can do that. I can work with this. Ambassador Alba. I thought I asked for you and your group to vacate the premises. You didn't give us the eviction notice yet. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits in my country's soil. You've had your fun and I enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, oh, thank you. Once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. Bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done and it's game over.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Star Fox. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Palano. Even as a teeny bit, it's fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is a precarious situation, you know. Very well, if you insist. I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they're getting any farther. Look how smug I am. Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish is for the normalization of relationships between our two countries. But there is one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. I think he said right. Dream. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what is what you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Let's fucking go! Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Yeah. Under your hypothetical situation, we were fellow strugglers, but to get to the point, I was in Alabasta the whole time. Simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babel. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It is simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babel. I've cleared up. I appreciate if you move out of my way. I said, hold it, bitch. What is it this time? I thought I told you I only have one question. You did. But you still haven't yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I refuse to budge an inch from where I am standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. As my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you better win. You are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That's the guy, the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Yadigar also was the capture of the smuggling wing's leader. My father and Uncle Bad, their legacy will live on. Uncle Bad's not dead, through me. So that's why we've just got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have it that truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Pum pum. Pum 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 pum.
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really have no reason to kill Mr. Cochin? If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I appreciate if you don't take me seriously. You can take me seriously. Very well. A game is no far the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I fully clear that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see if you can just prove it. Well, I'm not going to stand by and let him get away with crimes. I'm going to do...
Objection!
Holy shit, I got that on the first try. Let's fucking go. No guy, no nothing. Let's go. And I think I got stuck on that the first time I played this years ago. Namely, you want to pin the smuggling all on him, even because you were trying to test each other turned into this mess.
Objection!
I don't believe this. You had a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Coach's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabaster's Primnic statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or thought alone can kill. Isn't that right? Okay. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. You son of a fucking bitch. You fucking little asshole. Man, he was my subordinate, which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Bobble to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turned down a request from Ambassador Paliano. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice is also deaf ears. Nope, but he just mentioned something. Must find some way to stop him from leaving. It seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Hold it right there, Ambassador Albert. Okay. Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Adagrasso's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You would just leave that to me. Ambassador Albert, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that touted organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? This is a clue my father, Burn Faraday, left for me. For us. Did you say Burn Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is one from the second KG8 incident, the one in which he wrote about the Adagrasso's key. Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Oh, come on! Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. What is that toy there? This thievery device was used by the Adagrasso, or rather by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Adagrasso dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it to all of Alabas right behind you. Little girl gets the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Adagrasso, ever the thorn in my side. Let's go, Kay. Does the organizer really contain any information on its early dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay, because I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put the wind back in your sails. That's not... Okay. Oh, stretch! Yeah! Oh, God. Alright. How dare you do this to me? Alright, but this is the absolute last. And even if you use all the power of the Ambassador Paliano's office, you won't stop me. Alrighty then. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabasta the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there's no time frame in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. Yes, but no matter, we can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you though, you've reached the end of my patience. waste my time with any inane questions and you will be... Oh, they're punishing for pressing. Oh, no. No. It's my one weakness. The only thing you can do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. No, Mr. Coach was killed before he returned to Bobble. In which case, there's only one statement in which I need to present evidence. Okay. If that's the case, last time Mr. Coach was here and there. What was the exact words he used? I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Bobble. In which case... okay. There's only one thing to which I need to press evidence. Okay. That's not false. I don't think he went to Bobble. Okay, so that's true. That's true. I was in Alabasta the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In my case, I see Mr. Coach again after that. Okay. That is true as well. Right? If you killed him here, you didn't see him after you killed him in this place. You see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Present. I'm presenting this with a knife.
Objection!
Woo! Woo! Okay. Oh, alright. Oh, Jesus. This is stressing me out. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It's to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, alright. One that captures the proof that I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it, as you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it in among the flowers you were going to give to the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight. Excuse you? You're not through yet. It's a game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth, but I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right, this man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Just to arrest him for, you know, charges on trying to kill someone on, you know, America/Japan soil. I must bid you farewell. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end? There we go. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plan is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it will spark an international incident, Ancient Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Don't tell me you talked to. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, good job holding the fort down a while until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. Oh, let's fucking go. Oh, what's that from? That's from like a movie or something. Spare me this nonsense and let me go through. Lang Zi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters in the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador. Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video of the autographs are protected? You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the detainment philosophy Long Z. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. Got a little old there, huh, Sonny? Can't be. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked? Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador who killed and fucking runs a crime ring. You really think you can still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. Oh, he's getting back up now.
Objection!
I won't be stopped now. So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains you cannot arrest me. I expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You said that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater. But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babel? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove that, whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. We're going to war! We're going to war! I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was struck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was covered in Babel, right? There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babel. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your own subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I'll give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I do is present evidence to the testimony. Which is what they're telling me to do.
Objection!
Actually, I do believe there was a way to put it. Perhaps you could give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you for getting your hands on it? Yes, actually, that'd be nice. Just so you know that we're not the only ones watching you every moment. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you can take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump in the pushcart.
Take that!
What is the meaning of the showing? What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. We had the steel samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. It's actually, yeah, legit a guess. Do you have any evidence to support it? I admit that for now, that is my hypothesis. However, if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Let's go, Gumshoe! That's my boy! That's my boy! Got me? The Gumshoe is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open air stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit that Pops left with me. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. But something isn't right. I thought the entire samurai family was an Alabast. Where exactly in the open air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Well then let's leave it that for now and examine inside. Yes, sir. Boom, boom. Let's go to the bottom first, and then It's blood. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. It only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. You can be like, you'd have no proof it's his blood. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater, and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then, you forced the Steel Samurai unwillingly to move the body for you. I forced him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense, why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babel. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you can keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence, and then you smuggled it out of Alabast. If I can show you how you moved the body from Alabast to Babel, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot move it. And I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there is no question that can't be answered, right? It was smuggled successfully through the brief flight through the line, so why wasn't there an answer to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logical flaw somewhere I can explain. Okay, hold on. Okay. Suppose I mean, the medical search was successfully through the brief flight. Yeah, it was just why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yadigar also appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damas too. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. How those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. Woohoo! Hit her where it hurts. Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. And you'd better try hard because I doubt you'd find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. Okay. Let's ask. Well, I was the only with the Steel Samurai. I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommend that she rests. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after a handshake, I was in the office preparing for the speech. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. The Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. Ha ha ha, almost amusing joke, and how do you suppose I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you were able to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that's an interesting tale. Probably has nothing to do with me. What is it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... This is a natural touch of surveys, but...
Hold it!
Okay. What happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however... Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
It's Mask to Mask. And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damask too. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Grimbeck statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death by it with a fake statue. Wait a sec. This one comes really then can whip fly now. No, not Gumshoe. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. Oh, can you not come up with how the evidence it was? Mr. Edgeworth, you're improving so much. Is he going to get away with it? Wait, hold on for a sec. The topic, where was that found? Was that found on the Alaba side or the Babel side? Where are you, Miafe? I need your help. It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil Magistrate, it's time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai. No, you're mistaken, for I am the Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. She shows up when I'm at my weakest. Leave, lady. Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We're willing to help, yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. Leave. Leave. You're gonna be so mean to us, Edgeworth. All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? It does matter. The family is reunited. Is it just me, or was the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah. I found him in Babel, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, appears we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infinite in Babel. And he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babel. Oh, that. Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infinite wound up in Babel. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infinite in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I remember!
Hold it!
Wait a second. That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infinite that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infinite was found soaked in the bottom of the pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infinite took to travel from Alabasta to Babel is bilateral symmetry. This embassy was built bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's a location on which for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochran's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Right, like here.
Take that!
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Not so fast!
Not so fast. You will stay here with us and wait. Oh, wrong phone. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? There are two sides to the embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babelese side. Mr. Cochran's body was moved in the Babel through the pool of Alabasta. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infinite is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, it was the Babelese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. They're connected. The water reservoirs of the two courtyards are connected.
Objection!
And where is your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection!
I mean, we can just drain them now and figure that out. The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infinite. Because we have video footage of it going to the left side. So how did it end up on the right side? There's no evidence of it coming back to the right side, so it had to be through the pool. You guys figured everything out without me? We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if it's just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely the body just happened to have passed on through to Babel. This guy's a doll. He's small. I can believe he made it, but he has a point. Heh. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba right out now? He's not. He's realized a flaw in my argument and is helping me move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Cochran's body was found in his office in Babel. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Oh, that one's easy. Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babel, remember? You mean Sheena, right? Without her, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam to the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Sheena would never drown if she would drown if she did that. Hard to imagine she swam through to the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor recalls Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time when Miss Sheena was in Babel? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it. Now, I believe this time we are done, right?
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Albert. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved.
Take that!
Let's go. Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to the variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water is drained, the connecting pipe could be used to diverse the water. So what? The water level went down. The reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all that water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Albert, how deep are those pools, by the way? I will have you know that those pools are extremely deep, and there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls, there's no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something that can go up and down the pool at will. Sounds like we had an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise to the ground level, if there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so the body and Sheena could move up and down the pool.
Take that!
Mr. Albert used the fountain spots in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spots? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were moved upward by the buoyancy in water. The fire on the Babalese side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Actually a pretty smart plan. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Albert closed the fountain spots in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babel, and she made the open-air stage pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. If they just looked down, this case would not have happened. And by that time the fire was put out, the pipe between them was exposed. And then she moved on over again. Honestly, this is something you see in a platformer game. This is something that can easily be seen in like Ori the Blind Forest or some shit like that. Some type of like platformer Metroidvania that involves moving water levels. That's why it's very viable in this game. But still, at the same time, the fact that no one looked down and saw her is kind of dumb. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see. Even with a small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body, and that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back.
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe is what he seeks. Yes, proof. But who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There is no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Since Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. Technically, you didn't find it. I think someone else did. And that piece of evidence is what proved that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to the Babel's open-air stage area.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? Finally, I get to use this. You have no idea, do you? You don't get it, do you? This little piece that I found on Bobbly's side would be your undoing. A guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage belongs to.
Take that!
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick into that empty slot. Open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder, and then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage pool. Well, not technically, but yeah, fine, yeah. Excuse, how did the part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage on the Bobbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste your words explaining this, as the petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went through the rose garden to pools to Bobbly. That's kind of flimsy. It's like fucking been waiting for you. I'll tell everyone back home will be there soon. I mean, it could be wet from something else, but it's, whatever. We got him anyhow. It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning, when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see it that justice is served to people like you. King Code, you've been given a perfect argument. That's true. You know, I don't think that this guy's ever going to admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe these kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right, in that case I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. Whew. Okay, that's part 2 or part 3. Or 3 parts. The final testimony. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I'll let you hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you would tell us about what you did here at the Teatro Neutralis. Very well, I suppose I can tell you about that. Because all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough. Oh, got him. I remember. Okay, the only replaces men are the rest. of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. I got him. I know exactly what I'm supposed to get him on. I just need to get to that information. I watched him in the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? The moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you in the theater proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? Larry! Hush! The Steel Samurai finishing move today was really nice. Hey, Edgy, who is she? I thought... Have you not met Kay before? What? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never. Yeah, it's okay. I'm Larry. Don't you dare. Silence in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such frivolities at time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man here. There. Somewhere. He's calling me Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, that's so nice. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. I'll finish the job. I think. This really is the end game. The time to have exposed all of Mr. Albert's lies. Okay. Okay. So that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's press on this. I agreed today will be the day to remember, especially when you make you pay for the ones doing what? That's what the samurai says when you. Okay. Actually, that line was just something I ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, but naturally you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand how Evil Magistrate felt, that's all. Allow me to make you identify with the Evil Magistrate some more. Hey, that mistakes headed there. Oh, it's flub. Yours. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Once Albert was really there watching the whole show, I don't think so, because the only time you could have committed a murder was during the show. I pressed on the wrong thing. Are you saying the body was already in the pushcart by then? I was pushing a dead body around? Oh, please, you... I don't know if it's done worse. Now I'll show all those present. So the Evil Magistrate the Steel Samurai must defeat. Okay, so it's not...
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice. I wasn't planning on letting him. You asked me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. Do you think the climatic scene in today's show was totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well, and that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the Evil Magistrate early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? Huh, I totally forgot about that. Don't forget your own special moves. That's a special attack that Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time I showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct, but could you please elaborate this point for me? Yeah, sure, yeah, okay, that's cool, the over samurai jab, okay. Yeah, that's really neat. About that.
Objection!
Get fucked, idiot. Get absolutely fucked. Get owned, get pwned, get fucked. Especially when today was an early summer rain jab, is that your final answer? You little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The Samurai Spear, what about it? The spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai had to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Okay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct. And because he couldn't use the spear, a last minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Focus Alba. You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai show last night, did you? Tonight, did you? So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Kochin instead. So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watch the show, or most of it in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That was the lousiest lame excuse I've heard in my life, pal. But it can hold. That's because he got the name of the move wrong. You can't really use that proof that he didn't watch the show at all. That's true. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show. Honest. As a Steel Samurai fan, or someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. Fake fan. He's a fake fan. Who was that just now? It would be young lady. Larry, what are you interrupting me like that? Edgy, please hold for a second, I beg. You may never accept this man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samurai maniac. Oh, a Steel Samurai maniac. I believe he meant a Steel Samurai maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm a Steel Samurai. I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. What are you getting worked up against, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. You should, but I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was the most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't want any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Upper directly to the murder of the Mr. Manny Kochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you really say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on that name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was gonna go nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab was kind of a point, but at that time we were bet the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we decided to change the move with the sushi slash, we kind of pretended the early submarine jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. But now we know. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity. This is what happens when I don't touch my phone. Don't touch my controller. Hold those lips if you're still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen. From what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. Also very tedious and pointless exercise and a waste of time in a kid's show. Excuse me? Mr. Albert, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you? I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very simple and very implications of this man's testimony. So you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read in the behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Crocus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you driving at? The name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Crocus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the move of the special move. You knew about the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew about it were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to the staff member and asked. Which meant that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with it in the dressing room. We can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and Mr. Cochin's murder.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart was waiting for its turn to be pushed on the stage within the dressing room, and it was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into the Alabaster along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. My question is, how did he kill this guy with all these people around? What if, and just what if the murder took place right in the dressing room? Ah, that explains it. What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room and then would have been simple as pie. The killer would have come up with an idea to move the body with the pushcart then too. Correct, thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Crocus Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room. I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it. I'm placing you under arrest right now, Al. You got that? Arrest. He's gonna be like, oh, but I wanted to meet the Steel Samurai. Not so fast. What is it now? Do I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. Oh my fucking god. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. That's when the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk, still trying to get out of this. Do you really think you can get away with this at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't think I have enough evidence to hand to do anything. I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure we'll find some new facts, pal. Oh, and if we use the old thief, we may even learn something from a recreation. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie? How could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and it's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. And if there's no info to feed into the little thief, then I can't do much help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected by under editorial rights, and the fact that it was Mr. Alpha himself who committed the murder can't prove both statements to be true. Mr. Alpha walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Who is it this time? Hold it right there, you whippersnappers. First Lady, now you? Where's that scary mobster scar on your face, Edgy Poo? It's cause it's you. Don't treat me like some kind of, okay. Whew. She's gonna talk a lot, so I'm just gonna not talk for her. I need to speak up right now at this instant. The most wonderful thing. From you? What could you possibly give me? Thanks. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes. Oh, Edgy Poo, go on and eat one, and you would feel right as I am. Are we through here? So anyway, how's everyone else today? It's a pound of like force that woman into silence. Not the old bags. I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. Oh, there it is. The red sun on the fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the shadow, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hinamo dog. It's contradiction in facts between something that should not exist and yet does. Rays from this red sun may be pointing us in the right direction. This attorney is so cool, I wish lawyers were real. Wait, what do you mean wish lawyers were real? We're supposed to hand the dogs off to the NPC people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all on a pushcart just to move them. Oh, I guess you're right. Maybe lawyers are just a myth. That's a nice looking dot. It is a nice looking dot. You could miss the portrait of the body in the pushcart. And then you're supposed to steal samurai to unwillingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once you move them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Okay. The red sun is filled in with some reason. Let's see in the pushcart. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely that taken from the pushcart by the killer. Okay, alright, yeah, we're going somewhere, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Which means that that red thing on them isn't, ketchup, whatever. That would not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinamaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing the samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red stuff is supposed to be what I believe it to be. Windy old bag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Don't encourage her. Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Coach in the dressing room. It's like a game of Clue. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've raised every piece of evidence that you could intimidate you. However, there remains one piece here, and that is what will put you away for good. You're bluffing. Oh, it's a prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. On the fangs, they need to go after this guy's strugglers. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs that's going to put the old man away? So it's evidence that will bring him down. Why, it's here, of course. I think I got it. The box of samurai dogs with Hinamaru fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I like this blood analyzed post-haste. I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you, get this down to the lab pronto. But why was there blood on the box to begin with? If you think about the flow of crime, I think the reason will become obvious. There, you said that you transported the samurai dogs to the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgeworth. The pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? Keyblade in her hair. Actually, when you think about it, she does have a little bit of a keyblade in her hair. Are you talking about Kay? Yeah. Where's my Ace Attorney Kingdom Hearts crossover? When you walk away, you won't hear me say objection. But then my men investigated that room and a single box of samurai dogs was in there because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to it then. Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this grey thief to shame. Let me check something further. What did you say about the... This victim's blood gun when the men investigated a single box was in there because okay. Because I'd say this one very fatal oversight on your part. It's still going? He still wants to go? Even if it appears to be Mr. Coach, and then what? At the very least, we now have a proof that the murder occurred at the dressing room. And? You saw that like it means something? Huh? Excuse me, sirs. Report, what were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. I think I know.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Coach's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast!
Not so fast. Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
Objection!
But it doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? It's not the victim's blood. It's his blood. That's why they gave me the evidence of his wound. The blood on the box would prove that Mr. Albert is the killer. Then, this evidence is meaningless. That can't be. We were so close, sir. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. I can't think of a single thing. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be on my way. It was a forensics investigator, wasn't it? It was me. It was the let's go blood analysis, man. The unsung hero. Say what you need to say. I don't finish reporting everything to you yet, sir. Say it. Say the fucking words. Say it. Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is that it's not the same type of blood type as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. Think about it. Think about it. What an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, alright? Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So you're led to believe. But what if someone preparing the semi-dogs had a simple nosebleed? What then? I guess that's possible. Damn it, have we all been wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Lucas Alba, you bastard. Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I wasted enough time with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to, you'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sticking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see where I'll come. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Get his ass, Lag! Get him! Is really the extent of all that we can do? Come on! Think, Edgeworth! It's the blood! It's really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Something other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, as I had been backed into one. A situation like this, what would that man do? What would right do? Would we turn any disparate situation, turn it around? That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is on this, it's whose blood could get onto a box like this. And if I think about it that way, if the blood got into the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from the center stage and be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than I ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me. Fucking-jection. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Crocus Albert, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who was trying to fly away on them without noticing that pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Mere words. What do you mean his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, Kay. We already had caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful definitive piece of evidence. Hey, if Mr. Prosecutor care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, the drop of blood. But we know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. It's from karma. I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, then I believe you are already aware of what I mean. Did you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in its tracks. The blood that is stored in this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person.
Take that!
The blood of the red sun on the box belongs to you, Crocus Alpha. Why is his blood on the box of the samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded onto the pushcart, and at that time the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. The blood doesn't belong to the victim. Then it's only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back? You mean if before Mr. Albert could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to round Mr. Albert? Yes, I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. It's a piece of evidence that shows that Mr. Albert was probably bleeding at that time.
Take that!
Mr. Albert, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when the Mask 2 attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. Ah, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so you can't say that is fact. Shall we take a test, Mr. Albert, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You want to talk, Mr. Albert? You managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one of a kind criminal. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that is correct. I have to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that can come from a blade. I wonder where you would propose that such a weapon came from. Ah, the theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come in with this area with a weapon of any sort. As Mr. Albert was able to bring in the alabaster knife with a bouquet, there must have been some way to sneak in a weapon of any sort. But as long as you can't prove what that was, and it is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. If that was the only way it exists, you better hurry and tell me now. It all ends with this. The one piece of evidence, the one thing, the one weapon that can also not be a weapon.
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yadagarasa's key. You know this key. That's the key my father stole here 7 years ago. And it is very unique, and that is both a key and a knife, meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped it off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Inside that safe, there was a document about Cardifian paper signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of a smuggling ring, you had to make it so the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your round, Mr. Crocus Albert? I rest my case. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Coup de grace. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He tried to steal control of the smuggling over me by removing me as ambassador, where I deserved to die while bearing the guilt for our death. That's why I sent out the Yadagarasa's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be this smuggling leader who was killed by Yadagarasa, but I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors and that nasty mutt. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, bitch. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there was one more question I forgot to ask. This country is Alabasas. Which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. And Bobbles too, technically. Yippee! Yippee fucking D! I fucking won! I only had to look up a guy like 3 times during this game! stands to trial in his own country of Alabas. Francisca is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes from it, having to face Christopher Carmen court right after facing you, sir. I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Albert as he was being escorted into that courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day I get my monthly paycheck. You need a raise, man. You know, I've been thinking, that flight attendant and even Mr. Portsmouth are all Mr. Albert's secret agents. Correct. That smuggling was the common thread between all of the incidents. Kimmy Mio was to provide support during smuggling ops using her job as attendant. Mr. Portsmouth was to manipulate trials related to the ring in their favor. UOU Airlines, even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of the ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? Nothing, it's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. Oh, Mr. Amano, a great debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Over the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Mac Well. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you? CCU indeed, man. Perhaps now the two brave soldiers who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Paliano. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Go for some shrimp right now. But wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them. Don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Is it the gumshoe? Have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Khadifi again, its economy has changed. Really? And it seems like Ambassador Paliano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. Has been announced as the official ambassador from the newly refined Khadopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. We don't want them. I can give them in my list the assistant, Kay. Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she still isn't here? Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for that bit. I totally didn't notice you, or realize your voice was you. Lang Zi says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zhangfar is finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you, so I just wanted to say thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to both of us in this case. It's teamwork, we make the dream work. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah. And if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's trial. I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope we've got enough because I'm going to call my men up there as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. Please, not too much. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Ladagarasu is the story of those who chose to dedicate lives to the truth. I'm gonna say to the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end they have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That credo was forced on me when I was very young. However, I no longer think that is what we prosecutors are, and that is because of not just this, but also the 3 other games, like Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3, Trials and Tribulations, Justice for All, and Just Phoenix Wright. Even though I've been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. Today, more than any other day, I feel the fight inside to say. I feel the urge to say. Look, that was that. I went too fast at the end. Anyway, we won. I'm really in Mr. Edgeworth's step for that other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. Yeah, those are definitely postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go You jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Edgeworth, that rudeness of a rude man. Just because of him, my time and money was wasted. But more importantly, I've received the most fantastic treasure recently, the prima deck statue of the Principality of Codifia. It weighs a bit light in my hands. Oh, he got the fake one, but then Bastard Paliano was most generous. He got the fake one. Ha, what a fucking scrub. We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Albert's teary eyes. Feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Codifian courts await. Codifia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. I forgot, is she in? She's not in Apollo. She's not in Dual Destinies. Is she in Spirit of Justice? That's the only 2 of only 4 games I have yet to beat, and that's AA2, Spirit of Justice, and both of the great Ace Attorney Chronicle games. Oh, no, but I hadn't noticed that I dropped my police badge too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. Oh, is it Emma? I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did, but I've got to get going and return to Europe. I think this game came out after Apollo Justice. I still got a long way to go and I got a lot of stuff to go. Next time I can help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. Onward to AI 2. I'm going to take a break to focus more on Paranormal Site, but then after that I'm going back to AI 2, which will probably be in November. I'm taking breaks between my things because I had a time when I was playing only Ace Attorney games, like almost all the month, and it was a lot. I liked it, but still it was a lot. So I'm trying to space them out a little bit. part of easy, but I won't be going outside anytime soon, but that's really okay. And the perfect part is, what I'm gonna do, because I started off this year, as I said before, I've beaten the original Ace Attorney trilogy before I've played it this time this year, years ago. And I've beaten it like at least 2 times before, all those games. So this is my 3rd time, I think, at the very least. Apollo Justice I've only beaten, I think, twice. Definitely once. And then I've beaten Spirit of Dual Destinies once. So I'm gonna beat this by the end of this year, and starting next year, just like how I started this year, I'm gonna start Apollo Justice. So it's gonna be a cool, like, oh, 1 year between the 2 of them, even though it's a couple years in between those. And then I'm gonna play through the Apollo Justice trilogy, quote unquote, the Apollo Justice trilogy. Let's say games 4 through 6. AAI 2 is my top 3 of the Ace Attorney series. Yeah, I've heard it's like one of the best ones. Why did Smash Brothers update? I play through those, and then through AA6. And at that point, I mean, AA7 is probably gonna be announced. And then after I finish AA6, I'm gonna play through the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 1 and 2. And then I'm caught up. Well, I also have the Professor Layton right game. So I have it on my 3DS, but never got around to playing. But I may just play that on my own because I don't have a way to hook up my 3DS to a capture card yet. But we'll see. At that point, maybe I'll do it. And if I do that, then I can hook up. Well, I may put the other Professor Layton game on my side by myself. What's it called? Miracle Mask? I was like, what, like a 10th of the way through that game? Only game that needs to be ported. Which one? AAI 2? Or the the Layton game, the Layton right combo. Yeah, that's the only game that needs to be ported, and I can see that happening. Man, it's been a while though. I remember playing AAI 2, the first 2 cases. No, I finished the first 2 cases, and I was on the flashback case of the 3rd game, of the 3rd case, the flashback case. And I never finished it. And then I waited a while, and then it came out legally out in America, and I was like, well, I might as well do it that way. I will have to say goodbye to Sebastian the Best, but I am okay with Eustace Winner. Maybe I could do, nah, Layton game is a whole other, ooh, God, they need to port Layton games to the Switch. Cause I own, what, do I? I own Miracle Mask and The Last Spectre, I think. But other than that, I don't technically own the other ones. I've played them. I don't know how long it's gonna take though. They're probably gonna port. I'm assuming they may start porting Layton games, but because they already announced the new one, the steampunky one. We'll see how that goes. I will say, Unwound Future, one of the best DS games I've ever played. I would say it's Unwound Future. What did I like the most out of like Ace Attorney? I liked AA3 a lot, honestly. AA3. Well, AA1. AA, like, it's like AA3 and 1, 999, and, like, Professor Layton 3 are, like, the, like, trifecta of, like, damn good, like, puzzle-y kind of, like, mystery games. What I really want to be able to play at some point is fucking Hotel Dusk. They need to port that shit, like, at some point. I tried that game out a long time ago. Yeah, heck yeah, 999. Oh yeah, if you look at my what the fuck is my, how do I do that? How do I look at my own thingy? If you look at my Twitch channel, if you look at the bottom of my profile, you'll see my thing about Yeah, if you notice my games, 999 is like my second favorite game of all time. And Adventure's Last Reward, I like Adventure's Last Reward about as much. I didn't like the characters as much, but I did think the twists in Adventure's Last Reward were impressive. And then I tried Zero Time Dilemma, and then I got like 2 routes in that, and then I was like, this is not that great. Although at some point I do want to go back and beat Virtual's Last Reward, despite the fact I've heard that, you know, it's not as good. It is definitely a step down for the other 2. Assuming for the AI summoning files. Yes, I have beaten. I didn't beat I have the first game. I didn't completely beat it. Hold on, put this off for a second. I didn't beat the what's it called? Oh, did I miss? I'm talking. I don't care about you, old bag. I'll just quickly read this. This Gumshoe Bird, Pops, the Judge, the Thief, a bailiff for lawyer, something like that. Gumshoe talking to Maggie. Why did Cody Codofia? What's this? I want to go picking stuff up and get through this. Yeah, Bird keeps like getting fired from stuff. Poor Maggie. I'm surprised Larry hasn't talked about his like girl problems. Oh, he did. Okay, yeah, Minnie's ditched me and went to Japan. Of course. Okay. Okay. All right. And then battered Lang. And I don't give a shit about old bag. Fuck her. Yeah, I played through AI Summoning Files the first game. I didn't beat all the endings. I had one bad ending, and then I got a like pretty fucking good ending, and I was like, I'm content for now. I need to go back and beat it, honestly. That game was, the problem is if I started over again, I probably would have to I'm probably gonna redo a route, and then just so I can relearn the characters and stuff like that, and then go from there. And nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when he revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed, a totally different person when he stepped out into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisca and Agent Lang. So what are your plans now, Kay? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know, maybe I'll just keep on being the Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? I can have 2 assistants. Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy. Phew, what a relief. Okay, yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu, so I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. A 3-person team? A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need. Father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, I fumbled there too. Fumbled. Yeah. The only things I'll ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm gonna work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? Get it? Okay. Okay. And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. You need to get that checked out, dude. You probably live in a bad neighborhood anyhow, so I'm sure you need to be extra careful. One last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us. Yeah, a commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with 1. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, Detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Stop that. I can't be seen doing that. Alright, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese! And thus, the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there was a little time to rest and relax, where I'm eager to tackle the investigation to a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. And thus Edgeworth was stuck only in Japan localization for the majority of people in America for a solid 10 years or some shit. Yay, we won! Yippee! Got more in the gallery now. Let's go, baby. Also recommend an Ace Attorney game called oh, I'd have that on my wish list. Tyrion Cuthbert. It's like it's got something to do with like magic, I think, right? A little bit. It's not just the type of thing. If I could get back into doing some game development, I would love to make a game like this. But I think my game would be a little bit darker. My go-to thing, because I went to school for it anyway. Oh, it's so nice. It's cool. Yeah, magic. Okay. I want to make, at some point, it would be definitely inspired from this anyway. I want to make a, like a detective game, but have it be, like, the main character be, like, you know how, like, if you ever played, like, Eleanor, how, like, there's a character who's like how in Eleanor he comes back and he's from the war and he's like a veteran from like I don't know, it was like World War I or II or some shit like that. I want to make a and even if I say this and someone takes that idea and it's good, I'm like fuck it, that works. Oh, so this is what they look like. But what's I gonna say? I want to make a game, but like instead of coming back from like a normal war, it's like a magical girl coming back from, you know, beating up characters in like from a magical girl anime, and have it be so that that's like it's about like, you know, her having to like solve crimes. But I guess I also need to watch that and play that game at some point too, because the hardest thing about trying to think about a game like that would be how do you make a system, a magic system, that works with logic? Because magic and logic don't always mix well. And that's a really hard thing to think of. But yeah, that's what someone thinking of stewing on for, I don't know. At this point, probably like 6 years. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Who knows? I could just make a visual novel or something. In the meantime, though, we're gonna find someone to raid. Who's alive? Ooh, let's go say hi to Eros. Yeah, that works. I see that he's playing some Silent Hill. Oh, that is that. I'm a simple man. But we're gonna go say hi to him as we chill, and I'll give you a hint to show you what I have while we're waiting a little bit. I already beat this game. This is a good game that kind of inspires these games. About you. I have this. I beat this. And I have this bad boy, but I've been sitting on that for almost a year at this point, but I will get to this. It's the last set of games I'm going to play. I still need to buy the Ace Attorney ones, though. Leave this open for a little bit while. Oh, waiting. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, I normally wasn't going to stream today, but I did. So, but even then, I'm still streaming tomorrow, which means I'm technically streaming 4 days in a row, which is rare for me to do. So if I'm tired tomorrow and you'll come in to see me tired tomorrow and streaming, yeah, sorry about that. But tomorrow is some Arkham Asylum. Saturday it's a wildcard stream, most likely gonna be me playing Sparking Zero or something else if I'm streaming, and that's it for the week. But thank you all for coming, and bye bye.